Please be advised of the disclaimers.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Sai with Pinnacle Trading here. We're going to do a 5-minute market recap. So it is Sunday evening or Sunday night, depending on when you're watching. The futures are live right now. I'm watching them right now. Small gap up from Friday close, and we're seeing a little bit about 20-30 point gap up on the futures just because of the Senate bill that passed the 1.9 trillion COVID relief bill. But if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the like button. I do trading and investing videos. I do a 5-minute market recap like this every week. So let's jump into it. So the Senate passed, House passed it last week. Senate passed it on Friday and into today. So we're seeing that 1.9 trillion COVID relief bill passed. You can head over to CNBC to check out what that includes. And we're also seeing gold also spike up a little bit. We can see that over here, and also talked about what yield curve is in my last video. So if you want to check that out, make sure to check out this video to learn about what bonds, yields, recession, how all they relate to the market and just one and each other. Also talked about Apple, Tesla stock crashing or taking a correction. So I'm going to go over that in this video as well. So we see that right now, markets gapping back up. We're also seeing the 10-year yields. They broke over 1.62 last week, so let's see how they performed this week, but also talked about that video right there, so make sure to check that one out. So looking at the overall market, let's go to S&P 500. I use this to pretty much look at the overall market just because of how closely it moves, how closely it relates to everything, consists of more than 80% of the market. So we're going to see markets, they dropped down to about 380, low 370s, 372 on this candle. And then what happened on Friday? Let's go to the Friday chart. We saw markets dip a little bit more, couldn't break 370, which was a big support level I talked about in the chat room. And then it just gapped up again just because of the COVID relief bill news. So looking at this overall right now, I'm still looking at this 9 EMA. I talked about the significance in one of the videos before. I'm looking at the 385 level. So previous supports have become current resistance levels and the future resistance levels. So we're looking at 385, 390 as a resistance level. That's a level it needs to break over and stay over for markets to head over to all-time highs. They're very close. This small, very, very small correction, 1 to 2%, is not even a correction because we barely broke the 50 SMA and markets are barely down. We need a large correction to come up for markets to come back to reality. So next support level looking at is still going to be the 380, 375, and 370. 370 has been the big level that I bounced at. Look at this on my mouse cursor, 1, 2, and 3. So anytime we see a pattern of 3, we usually get a decisive move. This is where markets are going to drop significantly or they're going to go back to all-time highs. So keep that in mind. We're going to get a decisive move before end of March for sure. And also looking at the Fibonacci chart, we can also see that markets didn't even hit that 23.6 retracement. This is the first retracement, so we're not even at the 350 level. So let's go back into the markets and also look at other stocks that fell and kind of what stocks I'm looking at. So I'm looking at mainly Apple, that brought markets down. The big one that brought markets down was Tesla. That's why I talked about Apple, Tesla. Are they going to crash? Are they going to correct big time in this video? And that's what happened. I shared my analysis, that became true. So I share anything what I truly believe in, what I do my research and due diligence on. So I'm not going to share something just out of the blue and just say, here's what I think might happen. I'm going to show you my detailed analysis and give you some insights, share some links, and go over my thorough process on what I base stock market analysis on. So again, I'm not giving any stock advice. I'm not a broker in any way. These are just my thoughts and my analysis. So we see Tesla, all these bubble stocks, everything that went up like the EV, tech, Bitcoin, all these things are coming back down to reality right now. We see Tesla fell all the way from 900 to about low 500s, about 520, 530s. We're also seeing stocks like NEO take a big hit. This dropped almost 50% from all-time highs. And we're also seeing Amazon come down a little bit as well. It broke the 3,000 level, talked about in the chat room. And we're also seeing the 3x leverage funds very close to testing 200 SMA. So if it breaks that, I'll look for a big flush on that one. And also in the chat room, I've called these out things way early on. I talked about the bonds, the yields, what I'm looking at on the option. Biggest thing I called out this week was a 380, 375 level on the stock market on S&P 500, and I'll use that with the option course strategy that I teach my course itself, and that's going to be looking at the option chain and how you can kind of anticipate what's going to happen in the market. And that worked every single time so far that I've alerted in the chart analysis tab, and also post a daily watch list of what I'm watching stock support and resistance levels on. So next thing I'm looking at is correction already over? Are we looking for more of a correction? I think the answer to that is going to be yes. I'm looking for more of a correction. Just because of this coronavirus COVID bill being passed, it doesn't mean that inflation is not going to rise. Inflation is going to rise, and you can also see that with the bond yields that are going up. I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. So just keep that in mind, and also many other factors that need to go into play. So keep that COVID bill in mind this week. Also look for markets, and if you also see these stocks like Tesla, Apple, tech, they have a long way to go down just because of how much they went up. That's what happens when bubble bursts and things come back down. So just watch those things like that in the market. I'm still looking at those support levels that I talked about. So correction isn't over. Right now, if we start heading over to all-time highs, yes, correction will be over. But if we start breaking the 380, 370 level again, then we're going to look for correction to continue. So let's see what happens. It's going to be one of the big few couple weeks like last year in 2020. Let's see if the same thing repeats from last March. And if you're interested in learning how I do the charting or want to join the chat room, link is in the description below. It's a free chat room to join, or you can head over to pinnacletrading.us, join the chat room for free. And if you want to grab the course, I offer trading and investing education. Main thing I offer is stock market education. Then we go into trading and investing, and then some of my secrets I share to you. So that's something of value to you. Make sure to grab that offer. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video.